Hey, good afternoon, sports fans. The PB&Z Sports Chaos Show, and we got a special midweek one for you in honor of the Bruins Game 7 Wednesday night. We are going to give you a preview tonight of what we think is going to happen in Game 7. And to celebrate it, we are fueled by a local great beer, Harpoon from the Harpoon Breweries right here in Boston. All right, man. Are you ready?
I am ready as I'll ever be.
Woo! Hey, here we go. By the way, hearts and prayers got to go out first of all to Bob Big Poppy, right, man? Thank God he's going to pull through and he's going to survive, but that was tough.
Love how that, the true Boston city, right? They send the air ambulance down to Dominican, bring him back to Mass General. Took his first steps today. Go get him, Poppy.
Oh, man. Can you believe this? So, Wednesday, June 12th is the game, Game 7. 35 years to the day the last Game 7 was ever played in Boston for a championship. The Celtics beat the dreaded Lakers. Unbelievable.
I was at that game.
Oh, look at that. What a historical context, huh?
I know. Yep.
And by the way, as you pointed out on Facebook, the Bees have never played a Game 7 for the Cup at home.
There's never been a hosted Game 7 in the Stanley Cup ever in the city of Boston. First time ever.
Wow.
Yep.
And by the way, Game 6 was an unbelievable win, huh? What a win that was. The Blues are now 1-8 in Stanley Cup final games at St. Louis.
Wow.
That's unbelievable, right?
Wow. Yeah. Well, the last time when the Bruins beat them in '72, they swept the series, right? So they lost two of the losses are there.
Yeah.
Right?
That's unbelievable.
It is.
And what about the big story, though? The big story of the night was the fact that the Blues Press had released earlier in the day. So if you got e-copies of the Blues Press, the newspaper in St. Louis, I don't know what it was, but you actually read stories congratulating the team on their victorious Game 6 win and winning the Stanley Cup. And there was a letter actually printed by the owner of the St. Louis Blues congratulating the team and thanking the fans for the victory.
Oh my God, that kind of reminds me of with the Falcons and the Patriots. Remember, the Falcons started planning their parades and all this other stuff ahead of time, and the parade route and all this stuff. Which is why right now, if you try to look anywhere about when the parade is going to be for the Bruins, you have no idea. You don't know if it's going to be Friday, Saturday. What, you don't know anything.
That was published in St. Louis as well. The parade route and everything, and they also published the fact where the team had their hotel. They rented a hotel out for their party. That was published as well.
You know what the best part is? We didn't have to hear that freaking song Gloria.
Oh, my God. You know the irony? Speaking of the Celtics once again, the irony of that whole thing was in 1969, another dramatic one. Celtics go into the L.A. Forum. L.A. had the USC marching band ready to march. They had all these balloons up on the ceiling they were going to launch for the party and winning the game. They had predicted they were going to win the game. And at the end of the day, obviously the Celtics won. It was Bill Russell's last game ever, winning the championship. And Red Auerbach looks up the balloons and he goes, "What the hell are they going to do with those damn balloons now?" Oh, man.
It's great.
All right, man. Let's get right into this thing. So, you know what? I was just thinking about the Bruins all time in Game 7. Apparently, they're 15-12 in Game 7s at 8 level. Did you know that?
In all rounds of playoffs.
Correct. Right.
Well, that's not a bad record. I'll take it.
And now, this is now their 20th Stanley Cup Finals, right? They are 6-13, not the best record ever. And they've only won the Cups twice out of those 6 times at Boston. The rest of the time, it's always been on the road.
Wow. Right. And it's obviously never been a Game 7. So,
No.
Well, that'll be a historical moment.
Oh, a lot of history in this one.
Not to mention the fact that it's going to be our third city championship in the span of about 8 months, right?
Whoa, baby.
Wow.
Hey, so the other night, Game 5, obviously that was a traumatic loss when we lost that, but the emotional thing of Chara being out there, the whole crowd going wild, what could top that? You would tell me, what would top that tomorrow night?
Oh, I would love to see a live stream of Pappy in his hospital bed, Bruins jersey on, up on that big screen in center ice, and just, hey, Boston, go take the cup.
Boston effing strong?
I'm glad I'm home. I'm back in Boston. I'm here to get healthy. I'm here to get better, and I'm here to see the Bruins. The roof will come off the freaking Garden if that happens.
Wouldn't it?
Oh, it would absolutely come off. I can't think of a better way to just pump some energy and juice and adrenaline into not just the fans, but the players and everybody in the city. That would be the most emotional, traumatic thing that could possibly happen that would just create mayhem in the city. I can't wait. I hope it happens. It would be cool, right?
Oh, I agree with you, man. And they need that. They got to get a great start. They got to take advantage of that momentum. So let's talk about the keys to the game.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about it. What do you see as the keys to the game here?
I think one of the biggest keys of the game is Binnington. And can he bounce back from a loss? He did it last time.
After the 7-2, right? He got pulled out the 5 goals.
First game in St. Louis, game 3, Bruins went and destroyed them. That's the game we watched together, right?
Yep.
And then what happens? We're like, oh, Bruins win that next series. They sweep in St. Louis. They're going to go up 3-1. The series is over.
Right.
Then he comes back, stands on his head. They beat the Bruins handily.
Right.
Then they come right back into Boston, and they beat you in Boston, go up 3-2. So Bruins had to go steal the game 6 on the road to force the game 7, which they've done. Binnington did not look good. Can he come back from that? I think that's one of the biggest keys of the game. Where is his head? How's he going to play on the road? The Blues have played. They're 7-1 this Stanley Cup playoff on the road when they're either tied or trailing in a series. And I think you had said they're 9-3.
9-3, yeah.
9-3
on the road.
9-3 on the road. And
2 wins here so far in this series.
in the 3 games they've played here, they've won 2 of them.
Yeah.
But when they're behind or trailing or tied or trailing in the series, they're 7-1, even a better record, right? So I wouldn't. This is not an easy game.
No, the odds are really not
and
in our favor when you look at those stats.
Right, and then the other piece of it is the physicality of the game. Will St. Louis come out and hit and play the way they did in games 4 and in games 5, right? And in games 2? Will they play that way, or are they going to play like they did in games 3 and obviously game 6?
Right.
So I think that's a big key. And then the other big key I think for the game is where's the production going? Is the top line going to step up again like they did in game 6? Are we going to see Bergeron? Are we going to see Marchand? Are we going to see
Don't they have
Pasternak?
to? They have to, right?
I think they have to. You can't count on you can count on your third and fourth lines, and your fourth line in particular, to do some of the dirty work and maybe get some of that. Just get scrappy and keep defense. Keep St. Louis from busting through the neutral zone and getting pucks deep. I think that is something that the third and fourth lines can do. That back checking you get out of the fourth, even the forward checking you get out of the line. But the first line has to play well tomorrow for the Bruins to win. And they got to get off to a good start.
I think so. That's a good point. I think the bottom line is this. Well, all the screaming, the momentum, the crowd, the enthusiasm that's going to be going on, I think the first line, they got to score probably in the first 2 minutes of the game.
That would be awesome. That would just add to the craziness, right?
It would. Yeah. That would be the key of the game.
Yeah. And that's why I think St. Louis starts to lose confidence. Think about it. The games that St. Louis has won, they've all been very close games all the way through.
Right.
The games they've lost, they've gotten spanked.
Right.
And they once you get ahead, they start to lose their momentum. They don't play well from behind.
And speaking of their physicality,
but they play tough ahead.
They do. Oh, and their physicality. I heard a good comment the other day. I think it was on Nesson, and the announcer, Billy Jaffe, said, "You know what? I think it's a good opportunity for us to take advantage of the physicality. Let them finish off hits because maybe they'll take a couple of cheapies in that case and get us on the power play.
Yeah.
So if they go ahead and finish off the hits, which they are prone to do,
yeah.
and they get a couple of cheap penalties, we can go on the power play. We got to capitalize on special teams, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Power play's going to score, and the PK's going to do what's been doing.
And they've both been doing very well. It's not like we need them to step up. They've been doing great on the power play. 5-on-5, different story. It's not like we're asking for the PK to kick in or we're asking for the power play to kick in because they have been doing great on the power play and on the PK.
Who's your key players? If you have to pick key players in this last game, who are they?
I know it's going to be a little cliche, but I really think Bergeron is going to step up. I think Bergeron's going to have a fantastic
By the way,
game.
apparently he had the big momentum speech before the game the other night.
Yeah.
The team keeps talking about that.
Yeah, and they're not letting know too much of the details of what he actually said.
I wish it was recorded.
I know. I wish it was too. So I'm sure they'll get something similar in the locker room prior to this game. But that first line as a whole, is led by Bergeron. So I think Bergeron has to step up. The other player that on the opposite end of the spectrum really is Charlie McAvoy.
Yes!
I think Charlie McAvoy is going to be key to this. He's a great puck-moving defenseman, right?
He's had a great series.
He had one or two games where he was in the middle there. Those 2 games they lost.
Right.
Game 4 and 5, he wasn't there. So that's what I'm saying. If he plays the way he can play,
I would agree.
Not counting on Chara's presence on the ice is always great. I'm not counting on him to really make a difference or an impact in the game necessarily. I think he can hurt you just as much as he can help you. So I'm not saying he's a key to the game by any means, but Charlie McAvoy and Bergeron to me are the two that are going to take you to the promised land.
All right, you know what? McAvoy I had as well. It was in my notes. The other two I like to see step up, and they have been the whole series. They got to do it one more time. Is Weymouth, Charlie Coyle, and Johansson. I mean, he had a great game last game, right? Those two, which were the late season additions, both of those dudes, right?
Yep.
Those two step up, man. Unbelievable. And by the way, Tuukka, little sidelight here. Did you know Tuukka's only 3-2 in Game 7s with a 3.17 game goals against average.
3 goals would scare me. I don't want to give up 3 goals. That means we got to score 4.
That's
that
a
scares
problem.
me a little bit.
That's a problem, right?
Yeah. I like 1 or 2 goals. More so.
Oh, man. All right. So what's your ultimate prediction here, man?
I'm going to go Bees. I don't think this is going to be a blowout like we've been seeing in some of these other games, both of which were in St. Louis. I think it's going to be tight the whole way. I do think the Bruins score first, make St. Louis chase. I could see maybe 1-1 at the end of the first, 1-0 in the first. Then you're going to 2-1, 2-2 at the end of the second. And then I think it's going to be a close game. I think 3-2, maybe an empty netter at the end to make it 4-2.
Ooh, okay. I like your thought about 1-0. I think they got to come out of the first with at least a one goal lead, maybe 2. All the momentum, so the crowd doesn't get taken out of the game. Because if the crowd gets taken out of the game, it's a different game. Don't you agree?
Just put Pappy back up on the screen.
Oh,
get him back in.
God.
You got to do something to get that crowd in the game.
Hey, by the way, let's think about this. The Bees win it. First of all, who's the Conn Smythe winner?
Oh man, you got to go Tuukka.
You do, right?
You got to go Tuukka. Yeah, I mean the guy's been. He's been unbelievable throughout the entire playoffs, the entire Stanley Cup, and this series. I'm giving it to Tuukka.
Okay.
Down. How about you?
I said it at the beginning of the series. I said he's the Conn Smythe winner right now. I think that's going to be the case.
Okay.
No matter what happens here, but let's talk about the legacy of the city of Boston if they win this one, right?
Right.
We've been joking about the parade. What's it up to now? 31 days or something like that?
Since we've had a championship, I know. I'm getting anxious. How about you?
It's going to be mind-blowing. 3 straight seasons in a row with a championship and a parade in the city of Boston. I mean, I know we talked about it was done in 35, 36 by Detroit, right?
Yeah, maybe in the 20s, but
But that was old school at that point in time, right?
Won 3 championships, yeah.
This is the modern era. It's never happened before in the modern era. L.A., New York, never been done. Chicago, never been done, right?
Yep.
I love it. All right.
It's the best sports city in the world.
Hey, so quick reminder. So we get the this is the pregame show this week, our first midweek edition ever, and then we follow it up still. Hopefully we're not hungover if there's a parade on Friday or too drunk, but we're live at Fangs in Wakefield at
963 Main Street, and that'll be 4 o'clock
4
on
p.m.
Friday afternoon.
And remember, you get there before 5. We'll be there a little earlier. $1 oysters, $2.50 Bud Lights. Enjoy it, have some refreshments, and come in and ask some questions. Give us a little Q&A. All right?
Awesome.
Nice.
Go Bees. Game 7. Let's bring a Stanley Cup to Boston.
Yeah!
All right.